Right now, tonight at 5 o'clock only, WHAS 11 News was in Frankfort today as we got an update on the Jefferson County Clerk's ransomware attack. The office revealing today to lawmakers a Russian group named Ransom Hub has claimed responsibility through the dark web. Hello, everybody. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Shay McAllister. That attack shut down the branches for almost a week, and now they could be holding on to stolen information they refuse to return until a ransom is paid. Jose Alonso and Alyssa Newton were in a committee meeting in Frankfort today where more details were revealed.
After 3 weeks of asking who or what was responsible for the July 22nd ransomware attack, we finally have an answer. Jefferson County Clerk's office officials traveled to Frankfort in a plea for legislative help.
The agency was invited to speak by Senator Jay Williams, who wanted Wednesday's committee meeting to focus on the need for investments in cybersecurity.
We know no matter how secure you are, there's always going to be failures. And so how can we help remediate the cost of failures? How can the state help better prepare to reduce the number of failures we have?
The clerk's office revealed various details on how the attack impacted their operations. Financially, it cost just under $100,000 for protection and recovery efforts, and they continue to investigate what data the hackers claim to still have. In Frankfort, Jose Alonso, WHAS 11 on your side.
The office's spokesperson says they believe the stolen data is not customer information, but could impact employees. They're still investigating exactly what Ransom Hub could have.
Now, the agency also says they don't believe voter information was compromised and that this attack will not affect the election season.
And we now know the names of the two men killed in a triple shooting near late-night bars in Louisville's Highlands neighborhood over the weekend. LMPD says the shooting happened on Baxter Avenue right before 2 a.m. Sunday morning. 3 men were shot, 2 of them died. The coroner has identified them as 20-year-old Michael Batchelor Jr. and 29-year-old Monte Wade. A third man was shot and taken to the hospital. He's expected to survive. Police say they don't have any suspects yet in this case. Anyone with any information is asked to call the anonymous tip line at 574 LMPD. And police are warning Indian Hills residents after mail was stolen from a USPS blue box right there in the area. According to the police department, thieves are stealing and altering checks and victims' identities to steal their money from bank accounts. They're urging residents to avoid using the blue boxes for any mail that may have personal or financial information.
Parents at magnet and traditional schools now becoming frustrated with those long car rider lines that comes with taking their students to school these days.
And there is a real concern about public safety with the lines stretching out and even blocking the street. Some parents posted on social media they're worried they're going to get ticketed waiting in line. We first saw the long lines at Schaffner Traditional Elementary on social media. The school is located on Crumbs Lane in the Shively neighborhood.
And that's where WHAS 11's Gabriel Gonzalez and our photojournalist Emma Gefter are joining us live right now. And Gabe, what did you learn about that car rider situation at that location?
Hey, good afternoon, Doug and Shay. So parents and a resident that I spoke with are not happy about this situation. Right now, Crumbs Lane is completely normal. Traffic is flowing, as you can see. But let me show you what it looked like around pickup time. So from 2:45 to 4:15, it was a little chaotic with parents, everyday drivers, even TARC buses. They were getting stuck in this mess. Now the traffic causing confusion, concern, of course frustration for everybody involved. One parent I spoke with says it's been a miserable 3 days for her picking up her student, and she's talked with other parents who are also not happy.
First day, an hour 45 minutes just to drop my niece off to school. Ridiculous. I'd be ready to pull my hair out at the end of the day. I can't take it no more. I don't know what's going on, but we need to do something. Something has to be changed. Something has to be done.
Now, there were rumors going around about parents getting tickets by the Shively Police Department. I asked, and in a statement, Sergeant Jordan Brown said, quote, "We have no desire to punish parents of children or for issues outside of their control. Our department will not ticket parents unless there is a safety issue or their actions cause property damage. I also reached out to JCPS for a comment. The district said, quote, JCPS does not have authority over anything that is not our property, including roadways. We are evaluating all car rider lines and have seen improvements at a majority of our schools already. Now, I did speak with a resident who lives just across the street from the elementary school who says it is trouble getting to and from work and don't even think about leaving during that pickup time. She says she has to walk down the end of this block to get her ride. Now, photojournalist and I, Emma Gefter, have been out here since about 12 o'clock this afternoon. Everything has since calmed down. JCPS is saying they are trying to work to find solutions to this problem. In Louisville, Gabriel Gonzalez, WHAS11, on your side.
All right, Gabe, thanks for the update. Today, the fight for who has final say over JCPS policies made it all the way to the state's highest court. The Kentucky Supreme Court heard arguments over a Senate bill that limits the power of the JCPS school board. It's a complicated case, so here's 3 things to know. First, Senate Bill 1 would have taken power away from the board, giving it to the superintendent. Next, the district filed a lawsuit saying the way the bill is written is unconstitutionally targeting JCPS. Kentucky's Constitution prevents special legislation where laws only apply to one entity. And third, today, Attorney General Russell Coleman's office and the attorneys for the JCPS school board both argued their sides in front of the Supreme Court.
Senate Bill 1 is it restructures the relationship between a superintendent and the Board of Education to make the superintendent more like a CEO, to make the buck stop with one person in a consolidated local government.
Was there any distinctive and natural reason for treating Jefferson County differently? We don't have any record of that.
Now it is in the hands of the Kentucky Supreme Court. The justices tasked with deciding if power in the district will go to the superintendent or stay with the school board.
Got a little warmer today, as we promised every single day this week, as we get ready for the opening of the Kentucky State Fair tomorrow. Look at that sky. It looks like more of a southern sky that we are used to seeing around here in August.
Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine keeping an eye on it. Ben, it seems like the heat's arriving right in time for the Kentucky State Fair.
Yeah, you got it. We're going to be up to around 91 for tomorrow. Today we did make it to 90 last hour, but we've dropped 3 degrees in the last hour as well. So the good news is when you have really low humidity like we do out there, when the sun drops in the sky, it cools off pretty efficiently. So it's going to be a nice evening out there if you have some plans to be out and about. Humidity low at 37%, and it actually feels a degree cooler than the actual temperature at 86. Thanks to this very dry air that is still in place and just a super light breeze coming in from the east. 82 in Paoli right now. Bardstown checking in at 87. We've got Shelbyville at 86, so mostly some mid to upper 80s out there, and a mostly sunny sky with a little cloudier conditions out to the west. And just like yesterday, showers falling apart over southeastern Missouri, not impacting our area. So we're going to stay mostly dry through tomorrow. It's going to be tomorrow night into Friday morning. Next good chance of some showers and thunderstorms. Out the door, comfy start in the 60s for our Thursday. Notice as we look out to the west tomorrow afternoon, we start to see some showers and thunderstorms approaching, but most of the day is going to be dry with upper 80s and lower 90s. A lot of that falls apart before it moves into our area. That's until late tomorrow night and into early Friday. So overnight, we'll see low temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. That's where we'll get started out the door tomorrow. 85 at noon tomorrow, and that forecast high at 91 as the Kentucky State Fair does begin. Now, right before the weekend, we'll be tracking increasing chances of showers and thunderstorms and look ahead to our next weather impact alert day.
Ben, thank you. More of our top stories at 5 o'clock. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg says his former deputy chief of staff falsified timesheets for her work that was never done, which led to her firing. Kesha Dorsy insists today again that that's not true.
She filed complaints of defamation and discrimination after being let go last week. Isaiah Kim Martinez has new updates on the back and forth saga. So Isaiah, what did you learn today?
Shay, Doug, at his weekly briefing today, I asked the mayor if he had further comment on Kesha Dorsey's accusations against the city, even her plans to sue. While he previously wouldn't give specifics on Dorsey's firing, that changed today.
With repeated unexcused absences, with falsifying timesheets to be paid for work that was never done, when there's dishonesty and more, at some point, second, third, fourth, and fifth chances run out.
The strongest words yet from Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg on the firing of his former Deputy Chief of Staff, Kesha Dorsey. I called her again and read her his words. Her response.
I haven't received any formal notice of any first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, or seventh chance. I haven't seen any performance evaluation in which I even asked and requested one from my former director, David Kaplan.
David Kaplan is Greenberg's chief of staff. Dorsey has told me she was wrongfully fired while on family and medical leave, which the city says she was approved for back on March 19th. She was let go August 7th.
I'm particularly disappointed at the defamatory and misleading statements that are being directed at other members of our administration, particularly the negative impact that this is having on some of our outstanding women of color who are excelling as part of my administration. Their names are now being publicized without their permission, without their support, without their knowledge, and that's a shame.
Every day, people, women, go unnamed and harmed in this administration because they are afraid. It's not the intent to put those women or to subject those women to potential further retaliation. That is up to the mayor.
And guys, according to the U.S. Department of Labor, an employer is prohibited from discriminating or retaliating against an employee or prospective employee for having exercised or attempted to exercise any FMLA right. Remember, that has to do with family and medical leave. It's worth noting here, though, the email where Dorsey's supervisor noted her lack of attendance was sent in February before she was granted unpaid medical leave.
Well, Isaiah, could this be a growing political problem or even a scandal for the Greenberg administration? She's making a lot of accusations in her complaints.
Doug, it really depends on who comes forward, right? We've heard from Kesha Dorsey. We've heard other names listed here. There's actually one person who no longer works for the Greenberg administration who I've texted and called asking if they would like to comment on their situation. Is it similar to the situation that Dorsey is talking about? I haven't gotten a response. So I think until we see more people come forward and share their stories, I think we'll make that decision then.
All right, thank you very much. Well, another top official is also leaving the mayor's office. Craig Greenberg also announcing today that his deputy mayor for economic development, Pat Malloy, is leaving his administration. Pat Malloy joined the mayor's staff in May of last year. He did not take a full salary for his work. In his role, Malloy led Louisville's economic development cabinet, which included the Department of Economic Development, the Office of Housing and Community Development, Codes and Regulations, and the Office of Planning. He also helped create the Louisville Economic Development Alliance.
It's easy to sit on the sidelines. It's easy to carp. It's easy to complain when the answers, frankly, are just to get involved and roll up your sleeves, make mistakes, hire people, try to make change, go fight for legislation. And that's what this guy to my right does every single day.
Malloy's last day is going to be August 30th, but he will continue to remain involved as senior advisor to the mayor's administration and as the interim CEO of the Louisville Economic Development Alliance as it looks for its brand new CEO.